So, new Deltarune chapter's coming out pretty soon. I got some theories. This video is just me getting them out on the internet before I lose the right to gloat about predicting things forever. So this one is real simple and straightforward, so I won't spend too much time on it. Chapter 3's main villain is definitely going to be a giant sentient broadcast tower, or at least someone who lives in one. My evidence for this is that A, it fits with the TV theme that it seems like Chapter 3 is going to have. B, it fits with the chess theory. And if you don't know what that is, the basic idea is that the main antagonists will be based on chess pieces going in descending order of value, meaning that Chapter 3's would be a rook. And C, it would just be hella cool. So this character will probably stay in the background early on, but become more active in the second half, because that's what rooks have done in most of the chess games I've played. I don't really have much evidence for this one, but I think it's interesting anyway. So Spamton's backstory, if I understand it right, is that he was a total loser before Gaster showed up and helped him become a big shot. Apparently, Gaster did this by taking control of Spamton's body, since the Big Shot lyrics say he pulls the strings and makes them ring, and, you know, Spamton's whole thing is being that he's a puppet trying to get freedom. Now, who else had a bunch of cool stuff happen to them after someone else took control of their body? Since the player soul possessed Chris, they've made loads of new friends, had gone on a bunch of cool adventures, and been seen as a hero by pretty much everyone in the Dark World. These similarities, along with the fact that Gaster is also likely connected with the player soul somehow, makes me wonder if Spamton's possession was some kind of early version of Chris's. Also, on a side note that I have absolutely no evidence for, what if Chris knowingly took on the player soul with the promise of all the cool Dark World stuff without really understanding the consequences? I don't know, let's move on to the last theory and my personal favorite of these three. I feel like when we talk about what Rousey represents, we only really focus on his relationship with Chris. And while there is a lot to be said about that, I think it's worth thinking about what he represents to the other characters as well. Think about Susie. In Chapter 1, who is the only character that directly challenges her behavior? Despite usually being a really submissive character, it is Rousey. Rousey consistently tries to teach her how to be a better person. He teaches her valuable skills like healing, he goofs around with her, and he cooks for her. He almost acts like a parental figure to Susie. And what's the main thing Susie is consistently shown to not have in her life? So basically, I think to Susie, he represents a proper parental figure. At the end of Chapter 2, Susie even says he looks like Toriel, the mother that she is obviously jealous of Chris for having. So now let's look at Chris. In their normal life, they're seen as this weird troublemaker who lives in their brother's shadow, but Rousey treats him like they're this great hero, and he's really the guy that makes Chris the leader of the Lancer fan club. Speaking of Lancer, he just wants to have fun being a bad guy, and Rousey, while he doesn't seem to take him very seriously, he plays along with his antics anyway. He gets mad at Lancer when he insults him, and Lancer really enjoys that. Look at Queen. Rousey just straight up becomes her butler with seeming no resistance. It's almost like he's there to fill whatever role the people around him want or need him to. So I think that this is even kind of reflected in his design, you know, with the way his features are drawn, in my opinion, way too inconsistently to be an accident. Another thing that I think kind of points to this is his general lack of his own identity, like how in the Acid of Tunnel of Love he says he doesn't really know what being Rousey-like is. I feel like since he doesn't really have any sense of self, he compensates by being what others want. That's pretty much all I got. Bye.